Alright, we're all done cleaning and painting and everything. I got everything out here, just double checking it. And I had retapped this thread here. That was all buggered up and everything, and I was hoping it would work, and it seems to be. I retapped it and then put the brass plug in there with some gas oiler, and it seems to be holding. I had this water sitting in here overnight, and it hasn't leaked out. But since I mentioned it, this is what I've been using. This is E-Seal, gas oiler E-Seal, because it'll be in contact with that gas that has the oil or the alcohol in it. You know, I used to use this regular stuff. You know, that was good and everything, but they came out with this E-Seal, so I used that for the last 3 or 4 engines. Seems to be okay. Even this was okay too. This is the blue block, but like I said, I use this because it's made specifically for that ethanol shit or whatever's in there. Yeah, a lot of people ask me where to get this. I'll try and find a link and leave a link for you. But right now, let me clean the table off here, and we'll start bolting this thing back up. Alright, I guess we'll start by bolting the block to the top of the tank here. But you know what? I think first, let me get rid of all this white shit, because that's probably going to affect the camera lens. Camera don't like white. Okay. Alright. You know what I noticed? It's pretty cool. Let me turn these around. Let me turn this thing here so I know where I'm looking. There we go. I was looking at these bolts here, and they're supposed to be a 1/2 inch, but the erosion, I don't know if you can see that, but that's a really sloppy 1/2 inch. So I tried a a 13 millimeter is equivalent to a 1/2 inch. So I figured, let me try a 12, and it eroded down to a perfect 12 millimeter. Is that crazy or what? So I'm going to tighten it with that. Alright, let me get a chair and get comfortable. Okay, if you recall, when we took this block off, there wasn't any gasket here or anything like that, and there really is no need to be, because there is no seal, you know. But what I'm going to do is, when I paint something and there's a machined surface, I'll tape it out. You know, there's a reason they made it machined. But what I'm going to do is I'm going to put a real thin coat of gas oil on here just to keep it from rusting. And that's it. So let me do that. We'll get back to you. Alright. You guys don't have to do this. I mean, what you see me do doesn't mean it's right. It just means it's how I do it. You know, I mean, you probably could have painted that and it wouldn't have affected anything. But like I say, just do it the way you want. Alright, you want this this tiny little hole towards the carburetor, because that's where the carburetor goes. Okay. I guess I could have turned that over, huh? Make it easier. Here we go. It's actually holding it in place. This way I can see the holes. Okay, if you remember, these are the only bolts on the whole thing, I think, that had lock washers. So I put some new lock washers on there. Okay. Let me tighten this up, and then we'll come back to you. Alright, I guess we'll put the block bolted onto the fuel tank. It's a good time to check your fuel gauge or your fuel stem. Make sure it's not too long, and make sure you fit all this stuff up, and that it fits pretty good. And the way you check your fuel, you're gonna love this. The way you check your fuel to see if it's too long, you just slide this back, and you look down there, and you can actually see. And that looks like it's about a 1/4 inch, maybe a little more. Let me take you over here and show you. It wasn't tough, was it? Alright, you can actually look in there and see. Let me give you a little light here. How much space you have, and like I said, we got a good 1/4 inch, so it's not touching the bottom, but you know, you only have a 1/4 inch of fuel left. Alright, let me get this out of the way. This carburetor fits on good and everything. And before we go any further, and I don't want you guys to get excited because you say the inside of the block is all rusted, but actually that's not rust, that's red oxide paint or red lead, whatever they called it back in the day. Yeah, I wire brushed it, cleaned out the inside of this real good, so don't get excited if you see that, it's not rust. Okay, alright, what I'm going to do is let me get the gaskets out. Let me find some gaskets. Another thing here, I used to seal these tanks, you know, with red coat and stuff like that, but that stuff's expensive and you really don't need it. I mean, that stuff is meant for thin tanks that are rusted through and everything. And this tank has a 1/4 inch wall on it, so it's not rusting out anytime soon. And like I say, it's just a waste of money, really. I mean, there's oil in the fuel, and the oil will keep it from rusting, and from carrying it from show to show, it'll get splashed up on the top and everything. So, you know, if you guys want to do that, I know a lot of guys seal it. They use that white shit or red coat, but to me, it's just a waste of money, waste of time, really. All right, let me get this out of the way, and oh, that's probably a little dirt bike. Let me see. Yellow. Oh, it's Daddy dirt bike. We're making a video, buddy. Let me turn off the camera. Hold on. All right. Sorry about that. That was Daddy dirt bike. You want to know where we're going to have engine night? And it turns out we're going to go over to one of our buddies' house and work on his Porsche. So, all right. Let's see what gaskets we got here. Let's see what gaskets here. Huh. I gave all the receipts in here. Let's see the last time I worked on these bitches. 2012, 5 years ago, last time I did a MAYTAG. Like the archives here. Right, let me get this shit out of the way. Alright. This looks like a 92. Looks like we got 3 sets here. 3 sets of gaskets. This is a carburetor gasket. This is for the gas tank. This looks like a head to a 72 maybe. Exhaust gaskets. This was to the flywheel there, where the flywheel goes onto the little hub. Okay. Alright, so what I'm going to do is, you don't have to do this, but I think I'm going to put a real thin coat of gas oil on this. You know, it's just a little extra insurance. Alright, same with this. These are real nice gaskets. These come from Zach. They're sort of like a rubberized, I don't know, rubberized cork maybe? No, not cork. I don't know, but they're real nice. And let me get this out of the way, and like I said, I'm going to put some shit on there, and we'll bolt that up. Alright, I got the gasket on there, and we'll set this on top. Okay. Like I say, you don't really need that stuff, you know, but I haven't, it don't hurt, so let's put all these bolts in here. I think we got 6 bolts here, but there's one bolt in the corner back here holds the, you see it's a little different than the other, a little longer, and it has a lock washer. That holds our clutch assembly and everything. It holds the cover plate on, so we're not going to put that on right now. Okay. When you crank these up, I try not to put the wrench all the way down so it doesn't scratch the paint. I used to actually put washers under these, but some people didn't like that, so you know, with the washers, just the regular flat washers, it wouldn't scratch the paint. But let me tighten these up and we'll turn these back on. Alright, I can screw the carb on now. Just double check it here, make sure that it sits flat and the bolts go in. Can't grab it. Okay, there you go. Alright. That'll work out fine. Alright, let me slop this up a little bit with gas oil and then we'll throw that on. Okay, got the gasket all prepped, so we can stick the carburetor on there. There we go. It fits nice. Alright, now these brass screws here is what holds that on. But originally they came with where you at? Over here. Alright, originally they came with lead washers, because these are a little concaved here and they sort of fit perfect. I don't know what the reasoning was behind there. I guess just for a good seal. But anyway, I didn't feel like paying $8 for 4 washers, so I'm gonna use plastic, low density polyethylene. So I'll take you over to the device and show you what I'm gonna do. All right, this is what originally went on there. This here is actually lead. You see the way it bends? I only have 2 of them here. There was only 2 on there. But I've seen guys that you know, they don't put anything back on there. Some of them just put a regular washer, some cardboard. But what I'm going to do is I make them out of plastic here. I make them out of these lids. This is like I say, recyclable number 4. I think it says. It's real tiny on here somewhere. Here it is. Number 4, LDPE, low density polyethylene. You can probably use number 5, HDPE, and it'd be the same. But like I say, these are pretty flexible. So and they look like they're going to work out good. I'm going to try to get lead. I didn't have any lead sheets laying around. Here we go. I keep forgetting where the camera's at. I didn't have any lead sheets laying around, so I'll have to see if Daddy Dirtbike has some, or Mike or somebody, or else I'll come up with some. Eventually I'll use lead. I just didn't feel like paying $8 for 4 of them. So let me put you up on there and show you how we make them. Okay, like these lids and stuff. I think it's come with the Chinese food, sweet and sour chicken. I think this is what they put the sauce in. But I was just looking at the bottom, and the bottoms are number 5. These are high density. These are a little harder and stiffer than this number 4. Like I say, use either one of them. And what I do is I have these leather punches here, and that's just the right size there. And then for the center, it's just a regular Harbor Freight punch. But you get a piece of hardwood. Hardwood's a lot better. If you use softwood, it just doesn't work as well. And then you stick it up here, and you find yourself a nice spot. Get a hammer, and it should do it. That should do it plenty. Man, oh man, Road King, shouldn't have gone so far. All right, it's stuck in there, so let me pull it out. Okay, there you go. Yeah, that Road King's an animal. I don't know. Sometimes I don't know what gets in him. And then I stick it down there and try and center this one here as well as possible. And don't hit it as hard. Let's see if that did it. It did it. Okay. So there you go. That'll fit right onto your washer there. Alright, whoop. I dropped it. Let me make 2 more of them, and we'll put the carb on. The mixer, whatever you want to call it. See if we do better on this one. There you go. There's a lot better. Alright, before we put this carb on, we're going to have to put the crank in and the connecting rod, because that's how you get to the back of the nuts on the connecting rod. Yeah, I don't know what I was thinking. I was a step ahead of myself there. I guess I wasn't thinking. That's why it's good to have the kiddies around. They keep me in line. So, all right. I guess that'll be enough for this. And next video we'll be putting the crank in and the connecting rod. Alrighty. See you later.